Hi, it's Hosen here. I just want to let you know that this video was brought to you by HHMI Bio Interactive. It provides real science, real story, and real data to engage students in exploring the living world. Without wasting time, let's get to the point. Now click on the Launch Interactive button, and a new page like this will be pop up. To start the experiment, we have to click the image. First, we have to put on the rubber glove. Then pick the wire loop and pick a bacterial colony from the petri dish and transfer to the microcentrifuge tube. Then pick the yellow micropipette and adding the digestive buffer to the microcentrifuge tube. Then inject the tip to the biohazard waste. To continue, we have to click the microcentrifuge tube and wait for several hours. After the enzymatic digestion, we have to click the microcentrifuge tube to the water bath. After that, click the microcentrifuge tube to the centrifuge machine with a counterbalance to prevent the centrifuge machine damage. Then we close the centrifuge lid. After that, the unwanted debris have now been spun down, and we have to transfer the supernatant to the PCR tube. Then we click the orange tray to continue with PCR amplification. Now we have to open the PCR master mix tube, and using the yellow micropipette, transfer the master mix solution to PCR tubes. Next, continue with positive control DNA. Also use the yellow micropipette to transfer. Then have to remove the used pipette tips to the biohazard waste. Now continue with the deionized water. And open the PCR machine and loading the PCR tube to the machine for PCR amplification. Now close the PCR machine. And it shows the number of DNA is copied. Next, we click the Done button and click the orange tray. Now we're going to the PCR purification. First, we have to click the buffer solution and using the yellow micropipette, transfer to the column. Then discard the tips and replace with a new one. Now we have to click the orange tray, adding the PCR product to the column. Then discard the tips again. So we have to put the positive control and negative control sample to the eyes. And click the orange tray again. So the column can be centrifuged with a counterbalance to balance the machine. Now we close the centrifuge machine and wait for 50 minutes. After that, unload the column. Now the DNA is trapped in the column. We have to loosen it into a new tube. So invert the column. And the inverted column have to add with buffer solution. Now click the orange tray to discard the column. Click the orange tray again to load the column into the centrifuge machine with a counterbalance. Then we click the centrifuge machine to close it and wait for 2 minutes. After that, we have to click the orange tray to discard the column. Click again the orange tray to continue with sequence preparation. Now we have to open the distilled water and using the yellow micropipette, transfer the distilled water to the purified PCR product and discard the tip. Click again the strip tube to transfer the purified PCR product to the strip tubes. Now open the PCR machine and load all the strip tube. Close the PCR machine. So this is the PCR amplification result. Then we click the done button. Now click the orange tray to continue with DNA sequencing. Now click the orange tray and click the DNA sequencing machine and load the orange tray. Open the inner grey door. Next, we click the done button and click the orange tray to continue with sequencing analyze. Before that, we are ordered to click the step 1 from the notebook. There's a link there to open in a browser window. We are ordered to copy the whole sequence data and go to the NCBI site to perform our research. So at this column we have to paste our sequence data and click the blast button and wait for several minutes for our result. After almost 5 minutes of waiting and we are brought to here. So let's see our result. As we can see, the scientific name here mentioned that the name of the bacteria is Bartonella hanseli. So now we have to go back to the page that we're doing the lab experiment. Now we click on the computer screen and we have identified the bacteria. So we click the name of the bacteria. And congratulations, we have correctly identified the bacteria. That's all for today's video. I will put the virtual lab link under the video. If you like this video, please give me a like and thanks for watching. Bye bye.